Have you ever wondered what happens when a fighter known for his arrogance faces another who is making history due to his overwhelming power? If you ask any historian of the discipline, Mike Tyson will always be the figure synonymous with boxing domination in all its glory. Iron Mike was not only known for completely destroying his opponents, but also for the great humiliations he subjected arrogant fighters to. Those who dared to disrespect him. Have doubts. In today's video, we'll take a trip to the past, stopping at those nights when Tyson's relentless fury was the main course that left conceited fighters regretting they ever thought they had the strength to challenge him. A word of caution, the footage you're about to see is not for the faint-hearted. Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota. You might have heard of Andrew Golota. After all, during his prime, he was nicknamed the Polish Butcher. The combination of his strength and his extremely dirty fighting style made him a feared opponent in rings around the world. Golota rose to fame in 1996 after his controversial matches against Riddick Bowe, where he lost by disqualification for repeatedly striking Bowe's sensitive area. Apparently, he wanted to test just how well-equipped Bowe was in the ring. His antics unleashed a wave of violence inside the ring, and the crowd didn't hold back either, cementing his reputation as one of the most controversial fighters of that era. Surprised? Let's not even delve into his long history of headbutts and bites. Knowing of his existence alone is enough to recognize him as a dangerous and unconventional fighter. However, on October 20th, 2000, he would get a taste of his own medicine. For Tyson, this fight was more than just another match. It was his chance to redeem himself after being defeated by Lennox Lewis. As impossible as it may sound now, nearly 2 decades ago, Mike was struggling to prove he was still an elite contender. His record of 48 wins and 3 losses stood in contrast to Golota's 38 wins and 4 losses. From the opening bell, Tyson charged out of his corner with unmatched aggression. Almost immediately, his ruthless combinations caused Golota to lose all sense of himself. In that very first round, the Polish Butcher found himself sprawled on the canvas after a devastating right hook. Although Golota managed to get up and tried to summon his fighting spirit, his confidence had been utterly shattered. Back in his corner, he begged his team to stop the fight, but his pleas were ignored. Forced into a second round, Golota faced an even deadlier Tyson, who appeared more lethal than before. When the round ended, Golota, now resembling nothing more than a sacrificial lamb, refused to continue. Panic-stricken, he left his stool and began pacing in his corner, refusing to fight another round. Despite repeated attempts by his team and referee Frank Garza to convince him to return to the ring, Golota's refusal led to the fight being declared a technical knockout victory for Iron Mike. The Polish Butcher, who left the ring amid boos, later whined in the locker room, claiming Tyson had been headbutting him without reprimand. The post-fight humiliation and trauma seemed unbearable, as Andrew Golota did not return to professional boxing for 3 years following this crushing defeat. A clear lesson: don't dish out what you can't take. Mike Tyson versus Buster Mathis Jr. Buster Mathis Jr. was the quintessential Nepo baby of boxing, a fighter living in the shadow of his father's legacy, desperate to stand out, even at the cost of his reputation. When he stepped into the ring with Tyson, he became nothing more than another arrogant fighter who was ruthlessly humiliated. Unlike other heavyweights of his era, Mathis Jr. had a technical style that set him apart. At the time, he boasted an impressive professional record of 20 wins with only 1 loss. His confidence led him to believe he could handle Tyson. In pre-fight interviews, Mathis Jr. claimed he had the perfect strategy to neutralize Tyson's vicious offense, asserting that the match would pose no real challenge for him. What he didn't anticipate was that Tyson's ferocity would be equivalent to 1,000 beasts unleashed. Fresh off a year-long suspension, Tyson was hungrier than ever for blood. With a professional record of 42 wins and just 1 loss, Tyson had already earned the respect of the boxing world. But Mathis Jr. thought himself above being intimidated. However, when Tyson left his corner determined to reclaim his spot at the top of the sport, Mathis Jr. became just another name on his long list of victims. From the start, Mathis Jr. was forced to dance to the brutal rhythm set by Tyson's savage punches. Almost immediately, the now Iron Mike closed the distance and punished Mathis Jr. with vicious body hooks, seamlessly paired with uppercuts.
Tyson, of that Peter McNeely fight, he missed. 4 pounds. Tyson connects right there, and Mathis comes back with. But tonight he's doing a good job slipping. Tyson missing again with spectrum. We are through with round 1, and Buster Mathis is left. Tyson misses again with the left. From the southpaw stand.
The man behind the great strategy was forced to take a final stop on the canvas in the 3rd round to reconsider his true abilities.
Right-footed pivot, swing around on your opponent's side.
It took just one last deadly uppercut for the fight to end prematurely. Mathis Jr. learned, perhaps in the harshest way possible, that an opponent of Iron Mike's caliber should never be underestimated. Mike Tyson versus Tyrell Biggs winning an Olympic gold medal doesn't guarantee you'll be the top dog, even if Tyrell Biggs thought otherwise. Biggs and Tyson had a history dating back to the selection process for the heavyweight team in the 1984 Olympics, where Mike was rejected due to his height, and Biggs was chosen to represent the US. A lifelong dream of Tyson's. Heartbroken, Mike still showed up at the airport to bid farewell to the Olympic team, only to be mocked by Biggs, who laughed with the others, knowing Tyson wouldn't be joining them. Years later, that resentment lived on in Tyson as he built his name in professional boxing, waiting for the chance to seek revenge where it truly mattered. The honorable boxing ring. When Biggs turned professional, he became known for his polished technique and confidence in the ring. With an undefeated record of 15 wins, Biggs believed he was the only man alive capable of ending Mike's historic streak. He claimed to know Tyson inside out and boasted he had the blueprint to defeat him. To Biggs, Tyson's aggressive style was just a facade, and he was determined to expose it. Biggs didn't hold back from declaring how easily he would defeat the youngest heavyweight champion in history, asserting that his technical ability far outweighed Tyson's brute force. But on October 16, 1987, during their fight, Biggs failed to live up to his own words. From the very first round, Tyson's sadistic combinations shattered Biggs' defenses. Cuts and bruises began to obscure the fear on the Olympic gold medalist's face as the rounds went on. His agony ended in the 7th round when a lethal left hook sent Biggs crashing to the canvas, leaving the referee no choice but to stop the fight.
Oh, that was a tremendous left hand. 7, 8, 9. Takes it off. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over.
That night, Tyson laughed in the face of not only Biggs, but also those recruiters who doubted him because of his height. He defeated the revered Olympic gold medalist like a true boxing god. Chapter closing. If you've made it this far, thank you. The best way to support my content is by leaving a like on the video. Did you know the outcome of these matches? Which other arrogant fighter would you like to see destroyed by Iron Mike in a part 2 of this video? Let me know in the comments.